Hi everyone, this is one of those videos where I will be discussing English with you. You remember on the previous video which I made for English learning, I had given you an exercise and to which I received 78 responses and some of you really gave a very good shot. I'm very proud of you. Congratulations if you attempted the exercise. And today I'm going to discuss answers to those questions that I had given you on the previous video. Now for those of you who are new over here and do not know what I'm talking about, I'm going to give you a link at the top. You can visit that link and see the video that I'm talking about. And on that video, I had given an exercise as a homework. And this video is in response to that exercise. If you haven't taken that exercise yet, you haven't taken that test, I would advise that you first go and attempt it and then come back and see if your answers were right or not. Okay, there were 15 questions on that exercise. We are going to take up each one of them one after the other, and if I have anything to teach you in between somewhere here and there, I'm going to deliver that to you. Okay, so the first question was, the shoes dash already dash packed. The shoes have already been packed. That is what your answer should have been. I received various answers, but on top of everything, one mistake that I noticed the most was that instead of using have, people are using has. Now that may be because you're not very clear about the usage of have and has. I have a very simple tip for you here. If you can use it, it's going to definitely help you. So the simple tip is, wherever you have to use I, you or we, you're supposed to use have and not has. Okay, something like I have to go there, you have to go there, we have to go there. All right, but whenever it is she or he, then you're supposed to use has, like he has to go there. Then you cannot say he have to go there. That will be wrong. Okay, so for he and she you will be using has, and for I, you and we you will be using have. Now one more thing, one more rule: whenever there is a plural form like they, then again you have to use have. They have to go there. And if it is singular like it, then you're supposed to use has. It has to go there. I'm going to give you one more homework at the end of the video, so please stay tuned and watch it till the end. Also, I'm going to teach you one nice word again that is going to be at the end of the video right next to your homework. The next question was the letters dash sent tomorrow, which was supposed to be the letters will be sent tomorrow. People were using the letters were. Now were is a word that you use when you're talking about the past, but in this sentence we are using the word tomorrow. Tomorrow is always future, right? So you cannot use were. You're supposed to use will be. If I were to use yesterday instead of tomorrow, then the usage of were would have been appropriate. Okay, next is, now this one is very interesting and I have very nice something to teach you over here. The Himalayas dash for their landscapes. The answer is the Himalayas are known for their landscapes. People were using is. The Himalayas is known for their landscapes. See, there's something very interesting that you need to understand over here. Talking about the origin of the name of this mountain range, it's supposed to be Himalaya and not Himalayas, right? We made it the Himalayas. If you take a look in the old literature, you're going to see the word Himalaya instead of Himalayas, and that was supposed to be the more appropriate usage. But something called anglicization has happened here. What is anglicization? Anglicization is when you modernize and you tend to become like English. So your language has a tendency to merge with the English, the way English people speak, the way Americans and all speak. We tend to change our vocabulary and our words in accordance with them. That is anglicization. You read more about this. Okay, so the Himalaya became the Himalayas because of that. Okay, so they call their mountains as the Rockies and the Alps. Similarly, this also the Andes, right? Similarly, the Himalaya also became the Himalayas. Anglicization, a very good example that I can give you over here is of Kolkata. So originally it was Kolkata. We modernized and we changed it to Calcutta. Kolkata to Calcutta was anglicization. But then again in 2001, it was again changed back to Kolkata. When we think about mountains, when we think about the Himalayas, we think about a huge collection of mountains, a huge range of mountains, right? And that is why are known should be used instead of is known. But in a similar context, if I talk about a group of islands like Andamans, then we use is known. Like I would say the Andamans is known for its beauty. Then I'm not going to use the word are. I'm going to use is. Why? Because when we think about islands, we think about it as one whole lot, a collection together, okay, as one single entity. And that is why we use is. Now, see, these concepts are going to develop in your head. I understand they might not be very developed right now, but when you will get into English and you will start giving it time and you will start noticing how people speak in English, you're going to pick up on these small things, okay? It will happen to you. It will grow on you. Don't worry about that. But if I have to talk about one single mountain or a hill like Nanga Parbat is known for its landscapes. So when you're talking about one particular mountain, it is going to be is known. But when whole range like Himalayas, then are known. Now question number 4 was a new stadium has opened today. Okay, has opened. It could also be a new stadium was opened today. That is also acceptable. A new stadium is going to be open today. That is also okay. So there are going to be various versions to it and all of them are right. Okay. Point number 5, Alina was stopped by a policeman. Alina has been stopped by the policeman. That is also all right. Had been stopped will also work. Question number 6. So this would mean blank. Okay. Have you ever been bitten by a dog? Were you ever bit by a dog will also work. Point number 7. This room will be clean today. This room was clean today. Both of them are right. Hector often steals from his mom. Now here you cannot say Hector often steals from his mom. Often word is telling you that it is something that happens usually. Okay, it happens on a daily basis. So steals is the word you're supposed to be using. Point number 9. Her dad has not been talking to her. Her dad had not been talking to her. Both are perfect. You can use either of these. Okay. Her dad is not talking to her will also do. Her dad was not talking to her will also do. Okay. Have not talking to her. That's wrong. Her dad have not. Nah. Have not nahi chalega. Have not nahi chalega. Her dad was not talking to her. Ye bhi chalega. Point number 10. If I were to ask you out, would you say yes? Okay. See, agar if word use hota hai, if you're using if in the beginning of the sentence, you're supposed to be using were. Okay. If I were to ask you out. If I was to ask you out, bilkul galat. Would is the past tense of will. So if I say that if I were to ask you out, so again I am referring back to past. Okay, if I were to ask you out, agar मैंने तुमसे पूछा होता, past tense, would you say yes? Next one is, what time do you prefer to work out? What time do you prefer worked out? Galat. What time do you prefer to work out? Point number 12. She has been diagnosed with cancer. She was diagnosed with cancer. Both of them are correct. She had been diagnosed with cancer. This will also work. Point number 13. I wish. Now see, wish, or if these words come into your sentence, you're supposed to use the word were. I wish you were here. So remember my rule for the words wish and if. Whenever you use these two words, you're supposed to use were and not was. Next one. Point number 14. English is spoken in India. English is spoken in India. Speaked is wrong. Speaked is not even a word. Spoke is the past tense of speak. Point number 15. 2 white cars were stolen last Monday. 2 white cars were stolen last Monday. You can also say 2 white cars got stolen last Monday. See, when I talk about spoken English, I am not saying that I'm going to give you the intricacies of this language, English. I'm not going to get into the teacher material, the stuff that even I don't know about. I'm only going to guide you with your spoken English. Anything that is acceptable. If it sounds okay, I'm cool with it, and that is what I'm going to teach you. I want to make the usage of will and would clear. Will is always used for future tense. I will go there. She will go there. Okay? But would is specially used when we are talking about when we take a step back, okay? We talk in the past tense. If my flight had been on time, I would have been in Singapore right now. तो हम past tense की बात कर रहे हैं, ठीक है? अगर वो time पे होती, तब would will be used here. I would have been in Singapore right now. Another thing is that would is also used for imaginary situations. I wish you were here. We would have gone out. So imaginary situation, something that hasn't happened, but you are wishing could have happened. You're imagining it to happen. This is all for today, and I had to give you one nice word. The good word that I wanted to tell you was furlough. Furlough is temporary absence from work. If you are asked to leave, or if you have been laid off, your services have been terminated. That is layoff. And one day when everything is going to be fine, you will be asked to come back. So that is furlough. Megha and Sunita have become better friends ever since their furlough. Something like that. Okay. Now we come to your homework. Your homework is that you have to write one paragraph with at least 7 to 8 lines, and you have to paste it on the link that I'm providing you on the description box. Go to that link, paste your paragraph that you have written, and I'm giving you the topic also. The topic is how this lockdown has impacted my life. I will see you again very soon. Please consider subscribing. Let's stay connected, because even I'm learning a lot. By teaching you, I'm learning hell lot. I've never actually looked into so many things which I'm learning now. And you can also follow me on Instagram. Please do your homework. Come back for the next video. I make these videos out of a lot of effort and a lot of love. So please appreciate them. Please share these videos with somebody. It will be a major help for me as well. It will keep me motivated. Thank you very much. Bye. Take care.